Hey guys, and welcome back to Farm Simulator 2017 on Sandy Bay. Revisiting of Sandy Bay is what I think I'm going to call it. So, we're here in front of the 9RX. Most of you would have seen the mod review video I did yesterday. Honestly, this is a tractor which I think is fantastic quality, and I'm going to try and shoehorn it into a few of the maps this week. Some of them it will fit into with no problem. Maps like Thornton, not so much. So, and Dusty Cove for the matter of fact. So Sandy Bay it is. We already had the class Axeron, Arian, however you pronounce it, I never remember. We've still got it, but we're going to swap it out with this thing. So we got it on the back of the John Deere Ripper. A little small, but that being said, you see these tractors kicking around the UK. Quad tracks, stuff like that. And typically they don't have huge pieces of equipment that you would associate them with. Typically it's ground tillage, heavy ploughing, stuff like that, or bigger ploughs. So we did have the 7530, bit of size comparison, on the Ripper. This Ripper's set up incorrectly, to be quite honest. It quite happily let this 200 horsepower tractor pull this Ripper. So now we have the 520 horsepower tractor on it. Let's get going. So I'll walk around it quickly. Someone corrected me on the mod review video about the weights up front. I'm pretty sure I've seen these with chin weights. Maybe not the tracks, it could have been the wheeled version. I think it was on farmingphotography.co.uk, his Facebook page. So it could be where I was getting that from, which I'll openly admit if I'm wrong. So thank you for correcting me there. And someone else was saying these posts here are for battery terminals. Basically, if you want to jump it, pump fuel, DEF fluid, stuff like that. So, we're in. Let's get her fired up. And we're going to finish this field. It's just the outside rounds that need doing, so we'll get to it. Well, we'll get through it fairly quick. And this thing's just a tank, so we'll pull through. A little while back, I found online a model of one of these. It's a big model. You can open the bonnet, you can do quite a bit of stuff to the model. If it wasn't for the cost of it, I think I would have purchased it. Because I don't have a lot of farm models anymore. Most of you guys will remember Britain farm models, or Britain toys, or whatever they used to be called. They're still around, but I got a load of them up in the attic. And I played with them, so they're chipped and they're cracked. There's one John Deere tractor that I got in there. I forget the model number. I'd love to find out what it is. It could even be a 7530, to be quite honest. That's in fairly good condition, and it's that I wouldn't mind getting out the attic again, finding what box it's in, and touching it up, touching the paint up, buying some John Deere green paint, and not spraying the thing, but just go over the chipped bits, because it looks chipped pretty darn good. So, I've always had John Deere models per se, but I think having something of this size would be pretty darn cool. I don't know what it is about the RX, it just looks nice. When they first released it, I can't remember when they released it now, it just looks nice. For a big articulated tractor like this, typically I don't use them, most of you guys know. But for whatever reason, I like this tractor. I don't know, don't get it. So if you haven't seen the tutorial video I did on this, the mod review video I did on this, go check it out. It will be on the end card of this video. I'm going to kind of push it. It's also on the fan page. It's also on the Discord server. It's kind of hinted on the Instagram page. Kind of pushed it quite a bit, that one. I haven't posted on Instagram for a little while now, so I shoved up the thumbnail on there. It is a genuine nice tractor. It needs a little bit of work here and there. The creator of it has said that he knows it needs a bit of final polishing. I'm guessing he's from the States, so they'll be going back to school, work, whatever, probably school. So they may not get any time soon to work on it. Hopefully they will. He also says, I saw it's been uploaded to ModHoster too. It's a high polygon model. I don't particularly get any FPS drops with this, so him saying that's kind of got me on edge for some of you that have lower end computers. You may have issues with this machine. but time will tell on that one. So what other tasks can we do with this? Well, I'm probably going to dump some money in so we can get a seeder that actually works behind it, probably the Lincoln, the blue one. Well, from what Dave was saying, the Condor seeder does not work behind this particularly well. It freaks out a little. Not too sure what the case or causes of that. I've used 3-point hitch implements behind this, and it was fine. I was trialing it on West Coast. This tractor will be on West Coast, I will say that much. Whatever West Coast is, well, whenever I've got the go-ahead to show you guys West Coast, and I'll receive the latest version of it. From what Auction David was saying, I think he posted it on his fan page. There's a few things, niggles that they're sorting out and whatnot, niggly bits. So you may be wondering what the ground texture is. Most of you guys probably know it's just manure. We went around this field and spread manure, which is something I haven't done for a very long time. So we did that. Some of this is pretty cool with this, and you tend to see it a lot on tractors nowadays. That's that. Mainly for if you're not on using automated steering like that. We'll put the steering wheel back. Well, the steering wheel, the seat back. But this thing handles like an absolute champ. I'm not too sure why, but that mirror's not working up there now. Oh, it is. Oh, really? It's one of those. I need to enable maximum mirrors again. When I had to redo my game.xml, a lot of you know this, in Farm Simulator, if you ever get an error message when you first load into Farm Sim, and it comes up game.xml, what you have to do is basically that gets corrupted. It's a common thing with Farm Sim. I don't know why it does it, or what the issue is there, but it happens. All you need to do is just simply delete your game.xml folder, or file which is found in the documents where your mods folder is, in that same location. I see it's working now. Interesting. Maybe a shader issue back there. And in that, I needed to do that, and it wipes all the settings, so you have to redo your graphics settings. And the mirrors, maximum mirrors, is something I haven't enabled yet. Some tractors are okay with it. Most should be like, say, on average, a tractor or a telehandler's only got 4 mirrors. So you just put it at 5 and you should be fine. For example, the Ford tractor, the old one, the 8330, I think it is, that come in the stock game but as a New Holland. The modded version I have of that, for whatever reason, the mirrors, it needs a maximum mirrors basically. So that tractor alone, there could be some performance issues there. So that may get rid of. I was saying recently about all these old game saves. When West Coast comes out, nuking a lot of my game saves and kind of moving them about in the order of the game saves to organize it. I don't know about Sandy Bay and Thornton. I was thinking about nuking them, be quite honest. I don't know if I can. Especially after removing seasons from this. I'm kind of enjoying the map more, to be quite honest, as I can just go through them. Boom. Good old halogen HID lights. I don't know if they're supposed to be halogen or LEDs or what they're supposed to be mimicking. I still stick to what I said in the mod review video of Tech Modern's lights on the front there look better than these. If there was a way of adjusting that myself, I probably would actually, but it's no big deal. With an update possibly coming out for this machine, I don't know if I really want to put too much time into tweaking it to my liking. And I don't think there's much I'd do. The lights, how often am I looking right at the grill to do that? And other than that, there is nothing. There really isn't. There's no need in here. Like I say in the review, I'm surprised there's no IC on the door, but that's no shakes. I guess we can lift that up the ground and go over to the pieces that we have missed. But overall, Sandy Bay is a good map for this tractor, and some of the fields are big enough where you can warrant using it. Especially field 20, which I forgot we completed. That's why I was going to use this tractor actually. I was expecting to be using that in that field. And I think some maps on, well, some fields on Thornton may be able to get around it as well. We'll get away with it. I'm not too sure. But these are a beast of a tractor. And my guess is they're about similar size to a quad track, maybe a little taller. I remember seeing a side-by-side comparison. I can't remember now which was taller. But both of those style of tractors are much of a muchness. Stop ground compaction and all that good stuff. And speaking of ground compaction, get off the ploughed ground. Yeah, actually, we look like we are done here. So let's see what else we need to do other than this sort of groundwork and seeding on this. Now I know a lot of you like just going through stuff and getting it done and harvesting. That's what I get the feeling, but right now, most of the fields are planted. 11 is, 14 is, 20 is, 8 is. They're all in. Everything's in wheat! Wonderful! Wonder why I did a wheat. And 13. Huh. I wonder what we'll do in 13. I guess we'll do wheat. More as well. Why do we have that field? What's in that field? When did we have 36? That may be withered. I don't know anything about that field. Needs ploughing. Do we have any crop in there? We do, but it needs ploughing. Interesting. I can't remember buying that field, guys. Wow. Well, in that case, I can't remember if the seeder that I want to get cultivates at the same time. I love the way the tracks roll like they're supposed to. They go up and down, but they also go sort of up. It's hard to say because they roll forward and roll backwards like tracks do on this side type of system. It's pretty cool. I gotta wonder, anyone that knows and has been in quad tracks and stuff like that, how do they ride? Like, going down the road, fields, stuff like that, what's the ride quality? Is it rougher than a normal tractor that has pneumatic tires? Because obviously normal conventional style tractors that have got tires, there's a lot of the shock from road and furrows, stuff like that's being taken up from the tires, where this is really, well, it's just a thin piece of rubber effectively. Very expensive to replace too. I'm curious on that one actually. I've heard the Challengers ride. Challenger tractors, the twin track ones, obviously you guys know what I'm on about, ride fairly rough. So presumably these would too. It must be a peculiar feeling to drive these on the road because your pivot point's right in the dead centre. Definitely a weird feeling. Now I've been in one of these, a 9000 series. It was a wheeled version. I think it was dooled up and just sat in the cabin. They are very, very tall tractors if you're not used to seeing them. That's one thing I got to watch, the implement kicking out like that. Now going down here, you pretty much need the whole road. You don't have to, but for pure ease, yeah, you do. Like that. That's the thing, pulling this thing around on British style maps. You can do it. You just got to use your head and be careful of driving. I should start her all back there. Jeez. And another car. That's the thing, the roads are wide enough. Some of them. Some maps are like that. Power! Plenty of ponies to get up this hill. Come on now. There we go. And there goes the mirror again. Interesting. I'm wondering if I've got a machine up here that constantly has its mirrors on. Like this tractor's optimized, it doesn't have the mirrors on. You get some tractors when you're inside the machine, or any vehicle actually, any motorized vehicle, it's got mirrors. They'll come on like that from the third person view. So here's the class that this tractor is going to be replacing. Same horsepower rating, or very similar horsepower rating. But that tractor's got issues. So we'll be saying goodbye to it. Another thing to remember with these tractors is they don't have PTOs. You can get them with the PTO option, yes, but this specific one does not. Which I am very surprised the mod author didn't put in. They are pull-in tractors, but you, as I say, you can get the PTO option. I know on the wheeled version, I don't know if the RX just straight up can't have the PTO for whatever reason. I wouldn't have thought so, but you never know. So any grain carting and stuff like that for auger wagons, this tractor can't do, because there's no PTO. The live stream they were showing these off in kind of made me laugh for that reason. They were great. They were pulling auger wagons with machines that really couldn't power them. So it was kind of funny. But they still work in Farm Sim, it's only a game. But for functionality, I'd like to have seen the PTO there to actually connect. Okay, CDs. And this is the one I was thinking about going with. The 12 meter. Or actually, we could go with the horse. I'm looking for the symbol to see if it cultivates at the same time. I think that's what that one means. Oh, is it? Oh, that one means it cultivates as well. Oh, this one does. Oh, no, I don't think that one does. Oh, that one does too. Okay. Ooh. I'm thinking horse. You know, I'm thinking the horse. Does it fertilize at the same time? I don't think it does. Oh, it does. We don't need the fertilizer other than that. And you know what? We can afford it too. We'll just purchase that. Thank you very much. New machinery! New machinery on Sandy Bay. Who would have thought? So long after I stopped the series on that. So you may be wondering, the revisiting of Sandy Bay. How long am I going to be doing that for? Basically until West Coast comes out. So the longer West Coast isn't out, the longer we'll be doing Thornton and Sandy Bay again. I've kind of really got back into revisiting these maps. And many of you seem like a lot of you have got back into Sandy Bay, which honestly has shocked me. I'll be quite honest, it's generally shocked me. I know Sandy Bay is an absolute beautiful map, but it died off at such a dramatic rate after it was released. I thought, nah, that's it. People are going to be still playing it, yeah, but as per watching it, I don't think people will be into it. I was wrong. You guys called out, he wanted Sandy Bay. Even Rainbow Dave told me people wanted Sandy Bay back. I took a winger and yeah, I'm glad to be doing it again. There's old Boris. Boris is actually going to be caged up and taken to West Coast. For those of you that don't know the story behind Boris, this map, when it was re-released for FS 17, Oxygen David and I believe Bullet Bill got a animation script working that was actually meant for West Coast. They got it working on here. Well, they've got it working on West Coast, and he ported it across here, and for whatever reason, this snake appeared. Just proof of concept to show it can be done, I think. And we named it Boris. Boris with plenty of S's. Why Boris? I have no darn idea. It's just a name that come to me. Likewise, we got the duck up by the farm there, where we're actually going to be going in a minute to refill this. That is called Donald. Yes, we have Donald. Have we named the... I don't think we've named anything else. No, I don't think we have. Now this setup right here is something you would 100% see in the UK. Not a big air tank setup, that being said, they are in existence in the UK. But something like this for sure. Now, is it overkill for this map, as I was saying? Yes, some cases you could probably say. Field 20, perfect. Some maps that have huge hills, like this is a 500 horsepower tractor and it's getting bogged down doing 20 miles an hour. Now it's 19, so you guys can see how much of a difference the hills make in the game. And for example, Coldwell Park Farm, beautiful, beautiful map. But what the one let down with that, and that's just the game mechanics, is the hills. You need high horsepower tractors to really do a lot of work unless you're working 3-meter piece of equipment. I'm guessing that could be what they do. I don't know. I'm really not too sure. I just realised. Oh no, it does have the PTOs. The yellow there, that would be the PTO. I was saying that must be the spools, but the spools are up there where the palm controller is. Interesting. So our seeds are right there. Now, admittedly, I forgot where the fertilizer was last time around, but all the fields that need doing are done. So I'm not going to need to fertilize them. Of course, we've got manure on the field there, so that'll be beautiful. And it's ploughed in. This will... That's one thing I don't like about the articulated tractors. Oh, is it stuck? Really? There we go. So yeah, we don't need fertilizer. I lost my train of thought when I saw that getting all screwed up. Something I was looking is, typically, UK tractors, you don't see the quicker attachers on this. And I got searching on Google, I was going to actually remove it if possible. So I just have the top link and these. Yeah, they come with them on the British version of these, or the European versions. So, it's stayed on. I'm just not a big fan of it personally, but if it's on the real one, it's on this. Now close up the door there. It's a shame there's not a setting in the game, and I don't think it would work like this on the real ones. It may, where you could flick a switch over on the tanks of these and you could just fill it completely with seed if you don't want to fertilize at the same time. That'd be pretty neat, I think. So tomorrow we'll be doing Thornton Farm. Doing Thornton Farm, what do we got to do on that? I think it's very much of a muchness on this. So some of the big fields you may see this tractor travelling around the farms. Dusty Cove is an exception of what map you will not see this tractor on. But I am going to be using it quite a bit. I wouldn't say it's my new favourite. It's a tractor I've wanted in the game for a very long time though. I still say the TW, Ford TW by MadXJS is my favourite tractor in the game as of right now. But this one does look absolutely stunning. Detail on it second to none. It really is. Now driving this articulated tractor, for those of you saying, oh, you need a steering wheel, you can't play the game without a steering wheel. Yes, I have still a few of those people. Granted, yeah, using a controller on this, if you're trying to be very careful, you see it doesn't really react too well. You can't put nice gentle inputs in, which is a downside, but hey, You just use what you got and what you prefer using at the end of the day. I'm the one making these videos, not you guys. So something I should have opened up the video by saying, let's see how many likes we can get 25 minutes in. I want to know how many people kind of watch the whole entire video as well. I know not many people do. Now the analytics across the channel show on average the average viewer duration is around 5 minutes of a video, which is actually really shocking, but it doesn't surprise me one bit. So how many of you guys that watch, and I'll be able to tell how many of you will watch at least the 25 minutes, watch the video all the way through. Now I will say this, I should have said this on opening of this tractor. The mod review does have the link for it. It is on other websites. I believe it is on Mod Hoster, so I may go back into that mod review video and link an alternative one, depending on how they've uploaded it. American Eagles Modern, fantastic website, but I don't like the fact you have to log in to be able to download machinery or maps or whatever. That type of input on any type of website, I question what are they doing with your data. Are they selling it on and stuff like that? If they're forcing you to sign in and make an account, which to be quite honest wouldn't surprise me. Data harvesting and then selling it. Okay, so what we'll do now, balance the controller on my leg, hit that, get the width, hit that. One thing I noticed on this, it being a huge tractor like this, no Green Star module up top. I was very surprised to see that. Now I know there's one out there, I may be able to export and put on, to be quite honest, but just something that surprised me. A big old tractor like this doesn't have it. Alright, turn it on. Yeah, we said we'll do wheat because everything else is wheat. Drop it down. And here we go. Now the cool thing about this seeder is if I switch the lights on, it's got LED lights going around the back. I didn't know this had that until I watched a video which I had it on. It's kind of neat. Oh, we may have to actually fertilize. Interesting. But we don't need that. Do the indicators work like that? Oh, the indicators are down there. But now this is the perfect time for this to be like this. Actually, it needs to be like that. Like so. Now, with this seeder, we'll get done really quick, more than likely. Yeah, we'll do skip row. I wasn't going to do that, but it'll be easier, I think. And it's pulling it along at, what, 12 miles an hour, quite nicely. I don't use this horse seeder much, because I just don't have the need, but this setup looks beastly. This is definitely something you'd see in the UK. I've actually seen one of these seeders on the back of the class that we've got, again, through on a video up at the farm there. I may have to take a picture of this and put it up on Instagram. Or it may become the thumbnail, I don't know. I kind of like the thumbnail that we got before. I don't rightly know. So you may be wondering, I don't think that you see this too often in the UK, the skip row stuff. I could be wrong. You may see it on the larger scale stuff. The reason you do skip row is so you're not putting too much wear and tear on the machinery, having to turn tightly like I was trying to do down there. Face it, these are huge tractors, they just don't turn tightly, especially once you've got something that's pivoting right on the 3-point just down there. It ain't gonna happen. So that's why you do the skip row, and then once you get down to the end, you just filter your way through, and then your headland, obviously. So it's probably more efficient to do it like this, to be quite honest, especially if you've got GPS like we're using right now. It takes all the guesswork out, and honestly you're just able to do it, unlike before where questionable. So what I'm trying to do is keep the spacing of the rows about the same. I should have carried that one, to be quite honest, just about where I started there, a bit further forward, because we're getting wider in the field. I need to bring it closer to the hedge, if that makes sense. It's something that I've been learning by watching the videos and just doing stuff myself on the map. Wow, game. This looks amazing. Can you tell I like this tractor? Hope you guys enjoy it as well, to be quite honest. And that's why the seat turns like this. I think it's like 15 degrees or whatever, just so you can easily glance off to the side and watch what's going on. I personally like left shoulder more, but hey, obviously more room to turn the whole thing that way. I'll just put it back for now, I guess. Take off that. Now, where the shape of the field doesn't change too much up this side, it's kind of square. In this variable, squared edge is nice. We can somewhat start the same position every time. I'm actually going to bring my cruise control down to 13, so it'll pick 1 mile an hour up on the headland, because we don't need to be going stinking fast like it accelerates there. It'll end up screwing me over. Oh, that was the Discord noises. We got Discord open in the background. That's one thing, I don't know if anyone else has experienced this that knows Discord, but I can have it open and I'm hearing these bings and everything. I go and look at all the servers. None of them have got the red ones. I have no idea where the sound's coming from. It's just a case of bing, I'm open. Really don't know what it is, and most of the servers other than my own I've got muted anyway, so I just really do not have any understanding where the bings are coming from. And run me a little up the wall. Alright, back up over this. Some fool has left a tiny little cockroach of a tractor there. I kid. I kid. Old and new, that's for sure. Start that here that time. I'm having to keep on how long of the video we've got left. Now I'm going across the furrows here. For whatever reason, I had this on course play and the tractor just kept on going into the hedge on 3 headland passes, so I had to bump it up to like 4 or 5, I can't remember. Or no, actually it was 6. Kinda looks like a load of grass or something. And the burn rate of the diesel, it's high. It's got a huge tank. It's going to help refueling this puppy. But it's got a good sized tank. I'm going to figure out how to sort those mirrors out. They bother me. The position of them. I don't know how you do that, whether it's in Giants Editor or what the deal is. Same with the 4TW. I would love to fix the mirrors on that. I really would. It's just where it's forward a bit, you can see where it's not matched up correctly. It needs to be brought further backwards and off to the side. I think you can do that in Giants Editor. God knows how though. I have no idea. We'll figure it out though. We will figure it out. Now I get quite a few questions about my GPS mod. The two differences, you can hear the green star noises. They are from John Deere. That was released in FS 13, 15, something like that. It's just sound files, so I pulled that from the old mod. And the HUD colour you see there. It is, I can't remember the name of it. It is not in my mod spreadsheet, I don't think. If it is, it'll be under miscellaneous though. Again, that is from Mod Hoster. All it does is it darkens it up and doesn't make it as garish as it is before. But other than that, it's exactly the same fundamental version you guys have got, just with the green star noises and the different HUD layout. Which I just like the black look on it. It's cleaner, in my opinion. It really is. And we are coming to the end of the video, so just a reminder, yeah, there is a tractor nuke in my mirrors. We will be streaming tonight, probably on Sandy Bay. I have been thoroughly enjoying using this machine, so I'll be trying to use it as much as possible on the map, and I'll probably be finishing off season with it. So I will say, I will bid you guys farewell. We will be back tomorrow with Thornton Farm. So until next time, I will catch you guys later. See ya.